Ray,
Hey, Tegan,
do you want to hear something weird?
please tell me something weird.
Do you want to hear something weird that's a kind of hacking tool crossed with what I would call a Tamagotchi?
Yes, forever. Yes. Yeah, I don't even know where you're asking this as a question. Tell me all about this.
Look, that's fair. Look, I'm going to send you a link that I would like you to
Oh,
look at.
yes, please. All right. Okay. I am in Facebook, opening the link called Flipper 0.1.
That's correct. This is the Flipper Zero.
Oh, what? A multi-tool for pen testers?
Yes, so basically it is a Swiss army knife for electronics. And the reason why I say it's like a Tamagotchi is because it has a cute little dolphin on the screen. So it reminds me of that.
It's got a cute little dolphin that looks like it's speaking Japanese.
It's a hacking multi-tool that you can basically use to interact with all sorts of electronics around you.
I love this so much. Okay. So you just carry this in your pocket.
Sure, like you
Uh,
definitely can. So you can use it for a whole lot of things. You could use it to clone keycards. People have used it to
oh.
tweak old garage doors, control TVs, even hijack certain wireless signals.
Oh wow, so you could use it to like hack anything that uses an NFC.
Yes, NFC is a big one, 100%, absolutely. So with older tech, it can do things like it sits on the antennas and their different frequencies and it communicates with them. But it has sub 1 gigahertz for older tech, which is how
Mhm.
it can do things like the garage doors, digital signs, including petrol stations. People have used it to change like petrol prices before. But exactly what you just said, Ray. It also has NFC and RFID capabilities. And that latter one is like tagging that involves smaller devices that use radio frequencies to transfer data.
Right.
So mainly to track and identify objects, animals, people. So like your key cards and things like that.
Yeah, or like AirTags, or
Maybe.
your little fob that you use to get into the 24-hour gym.
100%. So people have used it to unlock Tesla charging ports
Oh,
just for
okay.
fun. It can even turn little restaurant pages into mini communication devices. So it's very, very versatile and very customizable.
That's incredible. So I love that this is being marketed towards pen testers, which is short for penetration testing, which
Hmm.
is one of my favorite types of social engineering, where
Yes, me
where
too.
people are hired to go into an organization by the organization, mind you, to
Hmm.
see if they can bypass the security systems. So this is a gadget that is specifically also for people that are trying to bypass the digital security systems, not
Yeah.
just the physical ones. That's really interesting.
So interesting. And people have built a ton of custom apps and tools for it, which you can then load directly onto the Flipper, which I love that you
Oh,
say it like that. And put in their app catalog. You can even write your own code for it if you're a more, advanced programmer and things like that. But it's been used to cause so much chaos, right?
I can imagine because, while I'm looking at this going, this is an incredible gadget that can do so many different things. Like, it's got a receiver for your remote control. It does everything.
Yeah, you could use it for your TV or someone else's, like your neighbor's TV, and point
Right?
it at, exactly. So
So for
something,
every time this could be used for a positive, the technology is inherently neutral and it could also be
uh-huh,
used for really bad things. How
100%.
can they get away with selling this?
Look, probably by putting it towards pen testers, I would say,
Yeah.
because it's been used for things like unlocking electronic hotel safes, cloning key fobs to unlock cars. You mentioned the gym as well, Ray, but something
Mm.
I was thinking about is when you have a pass for an office, for example, you could program it just to be able to do that. Or if you were being a little bit naughty, depending on your access to a certain organization, you could maybe clone it to be somebody else's access pass, for example. Like there's lots of things that you
Oh.
could do. People have also used it with the NFC feature to be able to use it on public transport, things like that.
So instead of using your Opal card or your MyKey
Mhm.
card, you could just use Flipper. Look, I'm all for anti-government devices. This is fine.
Unless,
For
you
legal
said in the
purposes, that is a joke.
Exactly, absolutely, officer. We were talking in our U2 episode about how you didn't want to be framed for being the Zodiac killer.
Correct.
Maybe this could be used in the same respect. If something of yours could be cloned, whether it's that office key or what if it was your travel, like Opal card or something, where people were pretending that you went from Central to Penrith at this time and frame you for a crime or something.
Do we have an ethical obligation to not tell people that they could use this product for this purpose?
Please don't use it for these purposes.
Yes.
That would be bad.
Everything we are discussing is for entertainment purposes only. We don't actually recommend that you frame someone as the Zodiac killer. Are we still going with that?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yes. And I'm glad that you mentioned this, Ray, because obviously there are massive legal and ethical concerns around this. So this whole thing is a massive asterisk. And we'll say, as we have before, just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should do something.
But it has a little cute dolphin that's speaking Japanese or whatever. Does it make a dolphin noise?
Oh, I don't know. I hope so. Although, can you imagine if you were trying to be covert and get into someone's office and then it makes a dolphin noise?
It's like someone else is using my key fob.
It makes it inherently less cool, right?
I suppose
imagine the old
would make sense.
Like Hacker Man memes.
But it makes sense if you worked at SeaWorld. I reckon you could get away with it there. Be like, that's just Jeremy. He doesn't shut up.
Jeremy the dolphin.
I don't know.
Good lord. But yes, absolutely. Just because you can mess with someone Tesla or with a petrol station sign does not make it legal. Does not make it ethical.
No.
And obviously these actions can lead to very serious consequences and also could compromise your own personal security as well.
Oh, yeah, that's a really good point, actually.
Yeah. Especially if you go after the wrong people. Definitely. And look, to your point, like when you ask the question, like, who is this for? It really is marketed regarding testing your own security. Really good for people who, whether you're in pen testing or even if you're just trying to like learn a bit more about security, which is not a bad thing these days.
Yeah.
Just learning a little bit more about what you can do and how vulnerable your own systems are is not a bad thing, I don't think.
Yeah. And I think, honestly, even just the less nefarious purposes for this, I'm saying it can be used as basically a universal remote for your TV, your aircon, your stereo, like anything that uses a remote, you could use your little dolphin for instead, which is kind of cute.
It is pretty cute. I mean, we lose our TV remote down the couch all the time. So, although, what's going to stop me from losing this as well, I guess?
Exactly. Well, maybe because it's down your couch going.
Oh my god. Amazing. And also, I think it'll also just depend how sophisticated a user you are as well. Like some of the reading I've been doing on this has been around that it is rather user-friendly. Obviously being open source as well, and people have already created apps, that's going to be a little bit easier to use. But I think for those more complex use cases, especially for pen testing and things like that, you're probably going to need to be a little bit more knowledgeable.
Yeah, I think this is one for the techies. This isn't one for just everyone out there. So parents, if you find your kids have got a flipper in their room, they're probably engaged in some dangerous tech activity.
Yeah, let's scare all the parents. Well, especially now because it's just been updated, which is why this ended up on my radar. So it now supports things like JavaScript. You can develop your own custom apps for it. And the NFC reader is also overhauled now too. So it's faster, supports more card types. So that's good. And it also has better Bluetooth connection speed. So whatever you're doing with it, only good things. Only good things.
Good things only. I do love that this is basically like a Leatherman multi-tool, but just for tech purposes. Anything you want to get into, anything you want to fix, anything you want to check out, diagnose, hack, change in some way, you can do it from this one gadget, which is super
100%.
handy.
You know what the really funny thing was that I'll end on, Ray, that I thought that you would appreciate that it can do?
Okay.
Is that it can be used to now listen to walkie-talkie conversations, which reminded me, so like old school eavesdropping on radio chatter, but it reminded me of that time we went on that hike and accidentally picked up the frequency of like children and started messing with them.
Dude, we did. We realized that we were on the same band as a bunch of kids that were mucking around in their backyard while we were going for a hike.
Yeah.
And what we ended up like pretending that we were going to find buried treasure or something.
We did,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
So nothing too weird. Like just
No.
a bit of fun. And I don't even know if they heard it really, to be honest. But it was.
I'd love to know if that is a story from those kids, because that was a few years ago now. They might even be like late teens or adults, being like, "Remember that time we picked up on that radio signal with those people that were burying treasure or digging it up? We looked for it for ages. We couldn't find it."